No problems. Show yourself. Okay, so let's start with a prayer. Let's start our class. Mark Pechon, who's our prayer leader today, Mark?
Ano po?
Sino po?
Manuela.
Okay, Joseph Panuela. Where are you, Joseph?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So I will project the prayer. Okay, while. Yes, Joseph, okay.
Okay. Most powerful and loving God, we praise you, we adore you, we glorify you. We give you thanks for your abounding goodness and generosity despite our unworthiness. Today, O God, in a most special way, we ask you for your grace to sustain us and inspire us to do and fulfill our tasks relevant to our studies. The classroom setting now may be more challenging as we do not get to be together physically and the delivery mode of learning is virtually. But with you on our side, we will be able to carry this out. Help us, O God, to be honest and responsible students. May your goodness and generosity continue to strengthen us to shun away evils and temptations and inspire us to cling on to what is right and good. We unceasingly pray for all the sick, the burdened, and for all who are suffering because of COVID-19. We sincerely pray for our continued protection, safety, and wellness, O God. We pray all this in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen. Okay. So we'll forgo Arabic prayer. I think there's something wrong with the sound. So good afternoon, everybody. Okay. Can you unmute for a second? Let's say good afternoon.
Good afternoon
Good
po.
afternoon,
Afternoon po.
Yes, all right. Okay.
Afternoon po, ma'am.
So yes. So more than anything, of course, it is one way of, making us feel that we are still in the classroom, right? The teacher has a feel that we are in the classroom. That's why it's important that we hear you and we see you, all right? We hear you and we see you. So we'll go right away to our lesson for today. I guess there's so much entailed for us today. Hopefully we can finish our discussion all about brain today, and then by Thursday we'll have a task relevant for this. So, okay, let me share my screen. Where did we stop last time? All right. Anyone? Can you give us a brief recall or recap?
Saan tayo, di ba? Sa...
Yes, Adriel. Go, Adriel.
Ay, sa ano po, ma'am? Yung, ano yun? Story na... Yung kay... Wait lang po, ma'am.
Story about? All right. We were actually, yes, Villamor. As far as you can remember, Villamor? Where did we stop?
Yan lang din po yung sasabihin ko. Yun nakalagay sa ano.
All right. Okay. Yes. The concepts of the brain, right? And I guess we stop from here, right? Okay. So let us begin today. May I invite you to watch this shortly and try to look into the details. This is a video that shows us the wonders, the beauty, okay, and the amazing brain, the wonders of the brain, right? What makes our brain wonderful and amazing. Later, I'll be asking you some questions, so please watch.
The brain is the command center for the entire body. It makes us who we are. It receives information from our senses and controls our thoughts and movement. To better explore this incredibly complex organ, scientists have divided it into parts and regions. The largest part is the cerebrum, which is divided into two sides called hemispheres, just like the Earth. The outer layer is known as the cortex, which is Latin for bark. Like a tree's bark, the surface is only 1/8 inch thick, but it also contains millions of cells with fibers that send messages to other brain areas. More than 2/3 of the surface of the cortex hides in hundreds of little folds that make the wiggly visible lines on the brain. Animals that are less intelligent have a smoother brain surface. The cortex is divided into 4 regions. The frontal lobe is for personality and emotions, higher thinking skills like problem solving and controlling movement. It continues to develop until you're in your mid-20s. The temporal lobe helps process your hearing and other senses, and helps with language and reading. The parietal lobe is involved with your senses, attention, and language. The occipital lobe helps your eyes see, including recognition of shapes and colors. The thalamus in the center of the brain relays sensory and motor information to the cortex and helps with consciousness, sleep, and alertness. 12 pairs of cranial nerves carry information from your senses to and from the brain and body. Lower in the brain, we find the cerebellum, which plays a key role in motor control, coordination, and spatial navigation, so we can find our way out of a maze, for example. Underneath is the brainstem, which connects the brain to the spinal cord, a nerve pathway that runs all the way down your back, sending and receiving information from your senses. The brainstem includes the pons, which helps control our breathing, and the medulla oblongata, which regulates our heart and other body reflexes like vomiting, coughing, sneezing, and swallowing. The limbic system, a region under the cortex, processes our emotions and drives. It contains the brain's reward circuit, which releases the chemical dopamine, making us feel pleasure. The anticipation of pleasure motivates us to repeat important human behaviors like eating, having fun with friends, or falling in love. But it also encourages us to repeat risky behaviors like taking drugs. Drugs signal the brain to release unusually strong amounts of dopamine. This flood of dopamine causes the high that drug users seek and makes it difficult to enjoy more normal, simple pleasures. Repeated activation of this reward pathway can lead to addiction. The limbic system includes the amygdala, which processes emotions, and the hippocampus in the temporal lobe, which is like a memory indexer that sends memories to certain parts of the brain for storage and retrieves them when you need them. The brain controls many actions through rapid nerve impulses, but there are some body functions that the brain modulates over many hours or days by secreting hormones via special glands like the hypothalamus, which wakes you up in the morning and gets the adrenaline flowing, like during a test or athletic event. The pituitary gland, often called the master gland, which helps control growth, body temperature, pregnancy, and childbirth. And the tiny pineal gland, which helps to control sleep and circadian rhythms. These are just a few of the parts and functions of the beautiful, amazing, and complex human brain. It is the center of our world and seat of our intelligence. We must exercise it, protect it, and understand how important it is to every thought and action in our daily lives.
All right. Okay, we thank YouTube for that very informative information about the brain. Now let me see how much, okay, you have heard or you have listened and watched and perhaps gained from the said video. All right. So, what makes our brain amazing, beautiful, or wonderful? Perhaps if there is one thing that really is retained in you today, a new discovery, perhaps. Okay, I know, of course, brain is not right. The subject about brain is not new to you. This has been a topic in your science classes, but I guess there is one or perhaps a couple of new information that had been okay acquired by you today. So let me call some people. Let me ask this question. Okay, what makes our brain amazing as what is shown from the video? Okay, give me one information or perhaps one fact that you have had learned from the video. Okay, so can I call? Let me hear from Ahmad. Bedron, Ahmad.
The amygdala is responsible for storage of memories.
Right, amygdala, okay, memories or processing our emotion, right? It is it is the one that processes feelings and emotion. Yes, amygdala. Thank you, Ahmad. All right. What about Renz? Renz Magkalas? What's something new you have discovered about our brain today?
Our brain is like the Earth. It has two spheres, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Two spheres, two hemispheres, right? It's actually hemispheres, the left and the right hemispheres, which we'll be looking into later. Okay. Yes. What about you? What something new you've learned about the brain today? Janelle Feliciana, yes.
I have learned that there are four different types of lobe, which is frontal, temporal, parental, and occipital.
Yes, occipital lobe, right? Parietal, that's true. Temporal, okay. Occipital lobe. Thank you for that. Now, what about, okay, can I hear from, let me see, Vinace Salazar.
Ma'am, the reason why our brain is not smooth, that was very interesting to me. That our brains look different from like besides the sides to other animals. Yes.
Yes, that's true. Okay, our brain looks different. And, right, remember the cortex, right? Yes, the cortex is it's likened to a bark, right? In Spanish, it's actually, it would mean, okay, bark, the covering of the brain. All right, anything new about brain? Let me hear from Jibril. Jibril, Ali. Ma'am, sira po mic ko. Okay, o i-type mo na lang. Sige, type in your chat box. While I'm waiting for Jibril's answer, let me hear from, okay, from Hans. Hans, Yanyo.
Yes.
Yes, Hans. What one thing you've discovered or learned from the brain out
The
of the
brain could
what?
also control breathing.
Yes, it controls breathing and all other body or physical activities that we have, right? Breathing. All right. Now, may I ask, sige, may I ask a question, and that is, what wakes you up in the morning? All right. According to the video, what wakes you up in the morning? What part of the brain? All right. May I hear from Jairus? Jairus. Which part wakes you up in the morning? It says, come on, go up, and gives you some kind of, right, energy. And that energy comes from a certain, yes, Jairus?
Mom, I'm not sure, Mom.
Come on, just try. It's actually, yes, Jairus? What's your try?
Mom, I'm not sure which part of the brain wakes you up,
Okay.
Mom.
All right, let's have, yes, Nicole. Nicole, makaalay.
Ano po? Ma'am, hypothalamus.
Yes, okay, it's actually the hypothalamus, right? The hypothalamus releases a particular hormone. What is that hormone? Not really, okay, there is what we call the adrenaline, right? It releases adrenaline that gives you, right, certain energy to wake up and, okay, face a new day. So that is the working of the hypothalamus. All right. So, and there is also what we call happy pill. What is called to be the happy pill produced by our brain? Anyone? Which gives us happiness, makes us fall in love. Oh, ayan, yung mga nai-in love dyan. Okay? Or makes you admire. What is that happy pill? Carl Aspera, that brain gives us? Yes, Carl.
Ano po, ma'am?
What is known, or yes, what is known as happy pill?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. That's very good. Yes. The dopamine gives us, all right, it's the hormone that triggers us happiness, all right, or the beautiful feeling of love. And dopamine. All right. So let us continue, guys. I have here, yes, I guess I won't be going into details here anymore. Yeah, and these are the different lobes, right? As mentioned a while ago by one of your classmates, right there, and plus their functions. Okay, I will not be going into details of this. I will be posting this anyway in your classroom, and later on you can have it. That this could simply be, of course, studied, right, and seen. Now, what I want to emphasize about our brain is this, okay? The lateralization, lateral. When we say lateral, right, it goes, okay, along, it's, okay, the functions comes together. What else? It just makes one line or one, okay, it has some kind of connectivity, right? Now, why lateralization? Because it is believed that since our brain has two hemispheres, right, the left and the right, and accordingly, each of these hemispheres contains certain skills that we, okay, exhibit or we develop. So for example, the left hemisphere is responsible for, Jam, can you please read?
Lahat po, ma'am.
Yes po. What are the functions of the left hemisphere of the brain?
Analytical thought, detail-oriented perception, ordered sequencing, rational thought, verbal, cautious, planning, math, science, logic, right field vision, right side motor skills.
Yes, okay. By the way, if your book is with you, this is page 87 of your textbook, okay? You could see in your textbook this lateralization of the brain, the two speaks of the two hemispheres of the brain. Yes, yes, John. So that these are the functions of the left hemisphere. What about the right hemisphere? Kisha, can you please read? Kisha? Kisha Mendoza. Sige, Neng. Kisha, are you okay? Are you fine?
Wait lang po, kumakain po.
Ah, kumakain pala. Sige, Karil, will you please read the right hemisphere?
Okay po. On the right hemisphere, there is the intuitive thought, holistic perception, random sequencing, emotional thought, nonverbal, adventurous, impulse, creative writing, or art, imagination, left field vision, left side motor skills.
All right. Okay, thank you. Now, I have a question. Do you agree that people can be called as, I am more left, if you are good in math, good in science, good in planning, right? If you are a detail-oriented, person, does that mean that you are more of a left-brained person? Okay. Does that mean that you are more of a left-brained person? Yes or no? What do you think? Or if you are good in, if you are a good painter, you have the right creative and writing, or good in art. What else? Some music, right? What else? You are, you're very good in symbolism. What else? In your imagination. So can you consider yourself more of a right-brained person? What do you think? Can I hear from Margarita, MJ?
Ma'am, to be honest po, I can say that I am more of mas maganda pong sabihin na balance po yung gamit. Dominance po with the left brain and right brain po is not that important din naman po kasi all of these naman po you can use it po anytime. It's just that some people don't use the other yung mga iba po dyan that much. So yun po.
That's right. Okay, you nailed it. Yes. There is no such a thing as left-brained or right-brained person, right? Remember, this is part of my Kahoot. I guess this is the last question, true or false. Yes, okay. Why is that? Because we could actually develop and enhance any of these skills that belong to either left or right brain, right?
It's
Yes po.
also because the left and right brain communicate to perform tasks like perception and calculations.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Sino po yun? Hindi ko na, sorry ah.
Ako po, ma'am.
Si Hans. Yes, Hans. Okay, that's true. Both left and right hemisphere do have their own tasks, and that is true. Just like, look at this, the right field vision and the left field vision, both of them, that's true, contribute to the function of the entire vision of the person. Same as true with our motor skills, right? We could literally move our right hand as well as of our right hand. And who's responsible for this? Yes, okay, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Okay. So, and MJ, a while ago, that's true, emphasized that yung dominance may have, kaya do not say that because you are a right-handed person, right-handed ako, kaya left-brained ako, or left-handed ako, kaya right-brained ako. Right? So erase that context anymore. Gone is the days when people believe na yun nga. All right? Mas dominant yung left hemisphere or right hemisphere. The thing here is, okay, there is such a thing as a theorist in the name of William Edward Ned Herman developed what we call the whole brain theory. All right, can you please read the whole brain theory, Princess? Princess, what is this theory all about?
Whole brain thinking pursues a holistic approach by encouraging one to make use of all thinking abilities available rather than focusing or specializing in one mode of thinking.
That's true. Okay. So that is why we could become analytical and critical thinker and at the same time creative thinker, right? So, pwede kang maging critical thinker, pwede kang magaling sa math, magaling sa logic, magaling sa science. And at the same time, you can apply creativity, right, in solving problems. Yan. Magaling ka sa details, at the same time, pwede mong lagyan ng ibang style ang details na yon to make it more appealing and creative. And actually, in the task that you will be performing, we will be combining both creativity and critical thinking. So this is the concept of whole brain theory, guys, right? So take note of that. All of us are encouraged to actually engage ourselves in activities wherein we could develop both hemispheres of our brain, right? All the skills that both hemispheres possess, sana ma-develop at kaya naman. So ibig sabihin, we have that spot in us. Right? Kasi yun ang contain ng left hemisphere, ng right hemisphere. You can be logical, you can be analytical, you can be mathematical, you can be scientific, right? You can be creative, you can be imaginative. All right, everything is possible because that's how our brain, okay, the only thing here is we just really have to enhance or feed our brain, right? Enhance, develop, take good care, and feed our brain. Question, how can you feed your brain? How can you feed your brain in such a way that it would develop laterally or, right, holistically? May I call Mara? Mara? Mara Faliorina. Wala si Mara. Okay. Angelo Rosiliosa. Angelo, can you give, yes, can you give one, okay, one way you can feed or develop your brain? Yes, that is true. Reading. Yan, okay. Actually, reading is food for brain. That's the best thing, right? So reading, what else? Okay. Even watching good materials. Sana hindi lang puro ang pinapanood. Puro K-drama, what else? Yes, you may watch such thing, right? But also try to be watching good materials, educational materials, or materials that would challenge, right, your brain's creativity and critical thinking, right? So reading, watching, exercising is a way of developing our brain. We do physical exercise. Yan, hindi yung puro kain, tulog lang. Kain, tulog, upo, harap sa computer. If your body, remember, all parts of our bodies are connected into the brain. If it is not exercised, right, the brain would become also dull, and kaya kailangan, di ba pag naka-exercise ka, iba yung very fresh sa mind, very fresh ang mind at isip mo. Okay? So exercise. And of course, one way of feeding and taking good care of the brain is sleeping and resting. Having enough sleep. Right? Mark Joseph Fernandez, how long do you sleep?
8.
8 hours? Really?
8 or 7.
That's a good and ideal number of sleep. Okay? Huwag matulog ng 3 oras lang or 4 na oras. Okay. Your brain would suffer. Right? So, Herman actually developed a standardized test called HBDI, Herman Brain Dominance Instrument. Okay. To find out one's preferred thinking style. So, may whole brain theory tayo, kaya lang we have our own thinking style. And find out where you are from here. So there are, according to him, there are 4 quadrants of the brain. Now, in the first quadrant, Nathaniel, can you please read the thinking style?
Logical, analytical, fact-based, and quantitative.
Ayan, ito yung mga nagiging scientist. Yan, ito yung mga nagiging lawyer, right? They go for facts, right? They are very logical, they are very analytical. So lawyers, what else? Investigators, scientists, they do have this kind of thinking style and they are developed more. So dapat malaman din natin, right? Ang thinking style natin para at least, okay, later on we would know what course we would be taking, okay? Now, if you are very sequential, you are very organized, detailed, and planned, ayan. What do you mean here? Ay, gusto mo laging maayos ang iyong mga gamit, right? Your table is very clean. What else? Your notes are very organized. Ayan. Pag mag-check ba ako ng notebook, makakakita ako ng organized notes. Can you show me your notebooks? Okay. Can you show me your notebooks on screen? Let me see. Okay. Oh. Okay. Si Karil. Ayan, oh, look at Karil's notebook. Ayan, I could see there is a good organization. Si Jam. Okay. Ayan. Oh, yung iba, dahil hindi sinasabihang mag-take note, right? I guess, you know, if you are taking notes, you are college ready. Guys, if you are taking notes, you are college ready. Why? Note-taking is very important in college. What do I mean here? You don't necessarily have to be told by your professor. When you go to college, walang pakialam ang professor sa inyo. Hindi na kayo sasabihan, okay, get your notebook and take down whatever will be discussed today. No, you cannot hear that from your professors. It should be your own volition. Yan. Pag ma-attend ka ng ganitong course, ganitong klase, kunin mo na yung notebook mo, and then because the professor would just keep on discussing and talking, and it's all right. You've got to take down your notes. And I could see from here, those people who are college ready, right, that they are taking down notes. Because not everything that is learned is presented in slides. Sometimes, especially during discussion, just as like now, right? Okay, Teacher Nancy keeps on, Ma'am Nancy keeps on talking and discussing. And there could be salient or important information that I may be mentioning, which may not necessarily be found on slides. And those who are critical thinkers and good listeners are actually taking down notes, all right, of some key information. And that's very good. That's a very good trait of being a college-ready student, right? Take note, senior high school is a preparation, is one step to college life. So try to take down notes even if without being told. This is for your own learning, okay? This is for your own consumption. Ganyan ang buhay sa college. And do it in almost all your subjects. Your notes will save you. Take note of that. At the end of the day, it is the notes that will save you. You know, when you go to college, STEM kayo, di ba? You will definitely be taking board exams. Yan. It is the notes, it is your notes that will save you. If you have noted down everything discussed and shared by your professor, meron kang babalikan when you do your review in preparation for your board exam. Right? So, I want you to start it now. Yan. So, persons of sequential, organized, detailed, and planned, okay, belongs to quadrant B of the brain. Okay. So, they become very good planners. They could become very good managers. Kasi galing silang magplano, di ba? They could become very good leaders. All right. And quadrant C, yun yung interpersonal, feeling-based, kinesthetic, emotional. These are the people who could, okay, kung ganito ang thinking style nila, mas magaling silang makisama sa ibang tao, interpersonal relationship, right? They learn how to empathize. They understand the feeling of others. They do not just understand, but they feel it as well. That is empathy. Okay, so ito yung mga nagiging very good advisor, counselors, what else? Mga spiritual directors. They too can become very good leaders kasi magaling silang, may charisma sila. They earn the trust of and the respect of the people. Okay, they are well accepted and well loved. That is interpersonal. Okay, so ganun ang thinking style nila. They belong to quadrant C. And the last is quadrant D, which is holistic, intuitive, and integrating and synthesizing. Ayan, okay, ito higher, ano neto? This is, the approach here is not just, you know, individualized or particularized, pero pag nag-isip siya, the person here thinks of a big picture of a problem. Okay, before attacking, before going into the detail, he sees a bigger picture. He sees the entire situation. He overlooks, kaya nga holistic, right? Integrating and synthesizing, he knows how to connect things. Past experiences, present experiences, natuto siya doon, kaya alam na niya kung ano ang gagawin niya. Right? So, that is the thinking. Halimbawa, okay, I'll give you a perfect example for yung integrating and synthesizing. Previous years, for example, in your case, di ba? Previous years, hindi siya maayos, hindi maayos yung estudyante, lagi nagkakaso, lagi nasa prefect of discipline, may kaso at ano. So, a person of intuitive, integrating, and synthesizing thinking styles ay natututo doon sa mga pagkakamaling yon, sa mga experience na yon. And because of that, it gives him a different light and idea today. because of what he learned from those experiences, he became a changed man, or he became a better person. And he knows already how to handle himself. Kumbaga, there is a clear redirection of self, right? That is integrating and synthesizing, right? So ito yung mga taong, sabi natin minsan, late bloomer. Noon ganito siya, pero ngayon iba na siya. Di ba? May mga tinatawag na late bloomer. Noon, hindi siya seryoso sa pag-aaral niya, pero ngayon nagta-top notcher na. Top notcher na. Okay? So, because yung thinking style niya ay na-develop na. Alright? So, these are the 4 quadrants of the brain. And each one of us does have preferred thinking style, okay? It is our dominant approach to learning or doing things which drives us to look for other aspects of learning styles, okay? So, ano ang preferred thinking style mo? Okay, that's your next question. All right, Renz, which is your preferred thinking style, Renz?
Yung letter A po.
Analytical, logical. Okay, good. All right. So I guess I'll stop from there. All right. So we'll continue this Thursday. Meron pa tayo yung multiple intelligence. Okay. And then we'll have the critical and creative thinking. So it's already time actually. So let me stop. Okay. So we're trying to compress things so that we will be prepared for our task. Okay. So thank you so much for listening today. And may I request once again our prayer leader to close our class with a prayer. Okay.